Airports are busy, busy places. We need to make sure that we look after our customers in a really, really perfect way.
After being recruited by a viewer of The Apprentice, Howard has helped to launch a series of passenger lounges at airports. His company will take care of you while you wait and also chauffeur you back home. Before The Apprentice, Howard worked for a big pub and restaurant chain, but he denies that he stayed within his comfort zone in a similar sort of job.
My criticism from The Apprentice was that I played things too safe and I wasn't a risk taker. And what I've done is I've left a company that employs tens of thousands of people who were really good to me. I had a great career mapped out, but I've gone and joined a company that employs 50 people, much smaller, much more dynamic, because I have the opportunity to make a much bigger impact.
Good luck, everyone. Here we go.
2, 1.
I don't like the upside down.
With fellow presenters Melinda Messenger and Ian Wright, Kate is fronting an early evening chat show on 5.
Got Zac Efron and the Jonas Brothers, while Boyz II Men will be singing live.
Woohoo!
Live from Studio 5.
The job involves interviewing celebrities and generally having fun. But she knows that her own celebrity status and her job won't last indefinitely.
I am having a fantastic time working in television, so I'd love to do it for as long as I'm able, but I've got my feet on the ground. I know it's quite a fickle industry, so, you know, after this show ends, and I hope it continues for a long time, I'm hoping that there will be other opportunities for me, but if I have to go back and work in the business world, then that's something that I'm quite prepared to do.
It's fair trade, it's organic cotton as well.
After inventing a superhero on The Apprentice by the name of Pantsman, Philip is launching an organic underwear business called Happy Cottons. He's just got the first samples sourced from India, and he's trying to get companies like Fig Leaves to buy them.
So who's your competition?
At the moment we have, evidently we have people like Sluggy who provide, and there's companies like Pants to Poverty.
With a powerful belief in his own abilities, the former estate agent even designed the pants himself.
These designers run daft money. Well, you know, I used to be an engineer for 7 years before getting the property. So what I did was I took a basic drawing of a boxer short, and then I took, you know, a steel rule, and I measured it like I would measure, you know, a component engineering. And I drew the design and decided how long I wanted the leg lengths, how thick I wanted the waistband, where I wanted the product lines to lie and the seams to lie, and I sent them the product and they manufactured it.
Philip and Kate have been living together ever since the show, but both are continuing to quash speculation about a wedding.
Marriage is something that, you know, you don't just dive into. I don't think you should do that, and, you know, in the future, but maybe not at the moment.
Because I'm so busy pursuing my new career at the moment, you know, it's something that's very far from my mind, so no wedding bells at the moment, sorry.
I went to The Apprentice to get a job, and, you know, I met Kate and, you know, won the jackpot.
Although Kate isn't convinced by Philip's underwear business, at least the two of them agree on their personal business plans. Apprentice viewers, though, may still be hoping for a rather more productive partnership. Brian Milligan, BBC News.
We've got compete for business opportunity process.
She may not have won The Apprentice, but Mona is now with a rather bigger show in town, London 2012. Her job is to help small businesses win work on the site of the Olympics. A former television presenter and one-time beauty queen, she says The Apprentice rebuilt her confidence after a difficult period.
Because of life and what you get through in life, and then you end up being a mother and trying to, you know, do things, you get divorced, and I think somewhere along the lines I had lost myself, and just taking part in The Apprentice, after leaving and after achieving what I achieved, I think I got my confidence back. If there's something I really want to go and do, I will always do it, and I will never ever let anything come in my way. Oh, Blu-ray, fantastic. So how many of these have you guys got to put on with stock shifters?
Debra works for a website which sells off surplus stock. When you return an unwanted DVD or iPod to a shop, her company will find a buyer. And few dare mess with Debra.
I'm loud and I am confident and I am outspoken, and those are the things that I would never apologise for.
Nick Hewer said of you that you had too much testosterone and you were always wanting a fight with people. Has that changed at all?
Maybe Nick Hewer's right, maybe I do have far too much testosterone, but you know, testosterone is a huge energy booster. People who are quite testosterone driven get things done, and I'd rather be you know, a goal setter and an achiever than somebody who sits in the background and keeps quiet. So I've mellowed, I think, since I did The Apprentice.
Whether that's true or not, these candidates have all settled for careers with big challenges. Howard will open 6 more lounges in 2010. Debra says her working colleagues are coming round to like her, and Mona has an Olympian task ahead. Brian Milligan, BBC News.
Here we have the starting prices for the 4th race of the evening. Our winner was number 3, Lissa Hayne-Boss.
7 months after The Apprentice was broadcast, James has become an evening announcer at Kempton Park Racecourse.
Since I was probably a small kid, I've always wanted to go into sports punditry. Even when I was a child, I used to record myself commentating on football matches. There's a horse there, number 7, Motty's Gift, which makes you obviously think of John Motson. Whether this horse has got a sheepskin noseband, we'll have to see. Perhaps the horse.
Famous in the series for his bad jokes, James now has a captive audience to practice on.
I think trapped deep down inside my body somewhere, there's a wannabe stand-up comedian who, rather than having the gumption to go and do it in a comedy club, is doing it at a racetrack instead. 2 or 3 years' time, I see myself as the next John McCrook. I just need to go out there and buy a daft deerstalker hat, learn a bit of tic-tac, get a chain and start calling my wife Booby, and then I'm going to be the new John McCrook.
Hopefully we'll be able to launch by the end of the week, by the end of next week.
I think one of the things that we need to look at is actually putting a real live loop length on there.
Yasmina, the 2009 Apprentice winner, now works for Lord Sugar with Lee McQueen, who won the previous year. Together they sell advertising on electronic screens in GPs' surgeries and hospitals. Despite the £100,000 salary, it's a tough, unglamorous business.
Well, I've always been a grafter, and I've never really been into glamorous jobs. You know, I was a waitress, I used to polish cutlery and polish glasses, so the job where you have to get your head down and knuckle down absolutely suits my personality, which is why I enjoy it so much.
Sound it out. Let's have a look. Well done. And
by contrast to the business high flyers, Lorraine has taken time off since the show to look after her 5- and 10-year-old daughters. She plans to take up charity work, having had a difficult time on The Apprentice.
Having gone through that process and met these really kind of aggressive people, to say the least, in some cases, I really realised that that isn't for me anymore. And you know, I finally, at 37, realised what does make me happy, and it isn't chasing a 6-figure salary.
While only one apprentice candidate can actually enter the winner's enclosure, all 3 seem happy with their prizes. Yasmina has the big job and big salary, James is achieving a childhood dream, and Lorraine says she's found genuine happiness.